And hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Grand Cat, and here we are in season 11 of WWE Supercard. The broadcaster podcaster says, yo, are we supposed to have audio? Because I'm worried that I'm going to start this without any audio and then have to exit out and go back in to try and get the audio to load. I'm waiting to see if there's any information before I actually click this. We do have a brand new QR code for you, and there's going to be a free giveaway in today's live stream. This is the first time looking at season 11 without anyone telling me whether it's supposed to be audio at this part or not. I can't continue, so we just need to wait for someone that has got this far at least. I really want to jump right in. It's right there, but the True Hulkster says the link has been shared. Excellent. Thank you, True Hulkster. Currently, we are waiting to hear whether there's supposed to be audio or not. The second someone in the Grand Cat Grand Fleet can confirm that or deny that, we will jump in. Welcome, IT, to the live stream. It's going to be very exciting once we are allowed to jump in. I'm quite worried that there's supposed to be audio and there's no audio here. You can see that Derek Strigal says, hi, Grand Cat. Hello, Derek. We are waiting on someone to confirm whether or not there's supposed to be audio on the screen. I suspect that there's supposed to be some kind of music playing, but if there is, then I want to go back out and start it over. And if there isn't supposed to be any sound, then we can just jump right in right now. I do have a brand new QR code for everyone, once again, and there will be a free giveaway in this here video live stream. Once again, we are sitting here waiting. John Layton says, is season 11 live now? Well, it is currently, however. I don't know whether there's supposed to be audio or not. I don't want to jump into this with no audio whatsoever. King Jimmy says, yo, Grand Cat. Hello, King Jimmy. Again, we don't want to jump into the season 11 if there's no audio and there's supposed to be audio. So I'm waiting for someone in the chat to tell me whether there's supposed to be music playing, whether there's some kind of sound effects here. King Jerry says, do you need me or well? I need any member of the Grand Cat Grand Fleet, literally any of you, to just tell me whether there's supposed to be music here or not. That's all I need. Once again, we do have a brand new QR code for everyone. We're also going to be doing a free giveaway in this here live stream. Okay, Memphis Fatboy says, yes, mine has audio. We'll be back in just a second, folks. I'm going to pause the live screen, and then I am going to jump back into this. Okay, we are live. We have music. It is now in, and we are now ready to jump in to the brand new season 11. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. This is us. We are going in, and let's start right now. Well, that is just typical of WWE Supercard. Because other people have already put up screenshots of them in the game and playing it. Now, remember this happened last year with Season 10, that we were stuck on this screen for, I think it was the better part of a day, and they had to give out. No, Derek, it's not time zones. They had to give out rewards, some prizes to the people that had been affected by them. And then the people that weren't affected by it got upset that the people who were affected by it got like these additional rewards and prizes and things. I really hope this isn't the same thing again, but if season 11 is going to have the same start that season 10 had, we're going to have to bring back the play but don't pay maneuver of making sure that everyone plays the game, but no one actually buys anything, because that is how to get Cat Daddy and W Supercard to listen to people. That is very, very disappointing, to say the least. King Jimmy says he's going to go get his daily streak. Derek says server's still down maintenance. Memphis says maintenance. Book of Danger says, hi, Grand Cat. Hello, Book of Danger. For anyone unaware, this is where we are at the moment. Broadcaster Podcast 11 says, bruh, I'm still on the Season 10 screen. You can go and update your game in the Play Store right now, and it will go to the brand new Season 11. I have seen people, there are people in my Discord server that are in the game. I literally checked my Discord server and someone had pulled the Rhea Ripley card, and that is why I immediately jumped in. This is extremely disappointing, to say the least. BBF Lord says, hang on. BBF Lord says the Rhea SE is a leak. The game is still under maintenance. Really? Because someone on my Discord server posted it as if they had pulled it. And that does not make a Grand Cat happy, I will say the least. Well, apparently we've got some new information. Apparently, campaign will have 4 new maps. with a new Liv Morgan and Rock limited edition cards. A new Liv Morgan? Interesting. And there's also a brand new Rhea Ripley special edition card. Okay, apparently the person on my Discord server says that it was not pulled by them, that it was just a leak. However, they didn't mention that in any manner or such, so apparently the game still isn't up yet. I'm extremely disappointed, and don't worry, there will be swift and violent action against said individual. Legion says, hey. Derek says campaign's apparently resetting too. It is indeed. There's going to be 4 new campaign maps. BBF Lore says, Grandcat, what was your level before maintenance? Heard it will reset this season. Yes, indeed. It does reset. I was at level 52. I didn't get all the way up to level 54. I did give it a little bit of a try last night, but I didn't get much further than 52, unfortunately. I do have a pro Undertaker Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair ready to go as well. I was just trying to get the last few matches done on her. Big Boss Man says, I'll get the bus hammer. Make sure you do, Big Boss Man. The Podcaster 11 says, oh my god, this update is so much, my phone's having a heart attack. Derek Stegall says, lol. It's very, very disappointing to say the least, folks. Memphis says, I got to level 54 but didn't fill the bar. If you fill the bar, it should put you automatically on level 14, which means that you should be in Ink tier. As for the rest of us, we are probably going to be starting in Metal tier and just have to work our way up to Ink tier. I suspect that if you're on level 52 of 54, then instead of going to level 14, you'll be at level 12. That's what I suspect is going to happen. That it just takes your experience and progress over from the previous set of levels and puts it into that. So we know that there's going to be a special edition Rhea Ripley. We know that there's going to be 4 new campaign modes. It's going to give you a limited edition The Rock and a limited edition Liv Morgan. There should be new PLE cards in the Superstore whenever it goes up, or there won't be any PLE cards in the Superstore, and the PLE cards will come a little bit later on. However, there should be a brand new Battle Pass for LA Knight, and that is going to give you a pro Battle Pass Legion Pro with 19,000. Ashley says, what QR codes are there? Well, I will show you them just now because we can't get into the game thanks to one OTC Will. I have decided to name drop you and shame you indeed. Very, very disappointed in you. And because of him, he was the one that leaked where he put up the rear replicate image without mentioning anything about it being a leak. However, since you're all here, I will show you the QR code right now. BBF Lord says, have you checked all the card leaks? Maybe we could go through them to pass the time until the game is up. Well, that is a distinct possibility. We could do that for fun. So, you might have seen this here. It was the Survivor Series War Games. It was the little package for Damien Priest versus Gunther. You'll see at the bottom left here that it says W Supercard and it has a little QR code. And if you zoom in on that QR code, you get this. And previously, this QR code gave you 10 Dungeons and Dropkicks tokens, which it's not supposed to do. I presume that it was not supposed to be used until Season 11 dropped, and that is why I've kept it for all of you. But this here, this is the QR code. So take a screenshot of it just now, or take a photograph of it with your phone, whatever you want, and then you can use it whenever Season 11 goes live, and hopefully it will give us some wonderful little goodies. I don't know what it's going to give us, but it was attached to the side of this here little poster. So that was what was going on there. It's the World Championship match, sponsored by Prime, of course, for Damien Priest taking on Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship once again. So there is your free QR code. We will be live streaming once again the second that we come out of maintenance. You can blame Will for that. Those in Flames says LA Knight stats are insane. 15,000 to 18,000 without variant. Okay, we're going to pause for just a second, but only a brief second, and then we're going to take a look at all of the new leaks and images from the new season and see what is going to go on with that. Okay, we are back with the absolute not live season 11 because apparently it is still down indeed. However, we do have some new information. This is from the Play Store, as you can see there, and this is what we have. So there's a new game mode, which is the boom. There you can see it. This is how the new game style is going to play. Apparently, it plays exactly the same as a Marvel card game, Marvel Smash or something. I can't remember what it's called, but apparently it is the same idea as that. That's where they've got the idea from. I'm not entirely sure how it works or how it plays, but I'm sure that we will be able to pick it up fairly quickly. There is some of the new artworks. So this is the one that we'll be starting with. We'll be starting it on metal, and then it will go up to ink. Then there will be invasion. Then it will be, it's not primal, it's feral, and then the very last one here is legion, and that is the highest tier you can get. So currently this is tier 5, tier 4, tier 3, tier 2, and then of course the highest one, the best one, is all of this. BBF Lord says, I don't know how to play this boom mode. We would need a tutorial video on that real soon. Don't worry, I am the man that can make those tutorials. Let's just see. That just says collect champions. It just shows you like WrestleMania 39 cards. I think this might be an old image. That's just money in the bank, whatever that is about. Climb to the top, of course, there's the new campaign mode. And there is the SE Rhea Ripley. This is what was shared on my Discord server. So I don't know how you're supposed to get this Rhea Ripley, but what is this? It's a big scorpion in the background. Is this going to be Legion Rare? Is this going to be Ink, maybe? Let's see, what could this possibly be, right? So we have this big metal scorpion tail. We've got the flames in the background and the artwork and everything. So let's take a look at the tiers once again. It could be metal. It could be inked. It could be invaders from space. It could be an alien kind of thing. Even with the artwork of it, it might even be one of the feral things, just a big old feral scorpion. And then lastly, it could just be the highest tier card, which of course would be Legion, because unfortunately nothing actually tells us what it is here. The only interesting thing that we have, Ali says I think it's Legion. The only interesting thing we have here is that the super move, the signature move, deals plus 4,855 to power, plus 2,910 to toughness, and plus 1,150 to charisma. Now, as you may be aware, that is entirely brand new, because up until now, all of these finishers have only done 2 pieces. Example, like Dominic Mysterio increases his speed and charisma when he does his finisher, or Cody Rhodes does toughness and charisma. Roman Reigns does power and toughness, but this one does power, toughness, and charisma. So that is very, very interesting, to say the least. Also, generally, the 2 stats, power and toughness, or toughness, charisma, toughness, speed, whatever it is, are both increased by the same amount. But as you can see here, power gets a significant power boost, and then toughness is the next highest one, and charisma is almost halved from that. It's almost as if you get plus 1,150 to charisma, then it's doubled for toughness, and then toughness is also doubled for power as well. So that is very, very interesting. I'm not sure what is going to happen with this year, but with these numbers, if it is plus 4,855 to power, I would probably guess that that's Legion, because that is a tremendous amount that you get there. Also, we can see from the background that the images here are SummerSlam 24 icons, and the person is level 1 with 0 of 610 experience. So does this mean that you can get this Rhea Ripley card off of any tier, or is this just a placeholder? I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see. Okay, let's read some comments, shall we? Broadcaster Podcaster 11 says, "Did you just say LA Knight is the battle pass?" He is indeed, and it is going to be a Legion card as well. It's the first time that we've had a battle pass that is immediately the highest tier as well. The last one that we had was Becky Lynch, and she was only Noir. And before that, we didn't even have the battle pass. That is how new the battle pass is. So that is very, very cool. James says, "Sup, Grandcat." Hello, James. Welcome to the stream. King Jerry said, yes, he did. I don't know if that's in relation to. Arsenal says, "Are there any others or just this one?" Well, all of the images that I have shown you is all of the images that there are. There are no other images than what is available. Dozen Flame says, "LA Knight's stats are insane, 15 to 18,000 without variants in games." I heard that it was 19,000 across the board in terms of stats. I did see it earlier, and I thought the stats were 18,000, but I thought that... Oh, let's see, we've got some new information here. Let me just read that in just a second. King Jimmy said Wills has a bit of an off day today. Derek Stegall says, how long have you been streaming for? 25 minutes. Ali says, hello, Senior Green Grand Cat. Hello, Ali. Yes, indeed, I'm the Spanish Grand Cat. BBF Lord says, tutorial, yep. BBF Lord says, it's an SE card. Supercard is a big pay-to-win game. Big chances of it being Legion. Hans Gobar says, Grand Cat. Hello, Hans Gobar. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. BBF Lord says, I think the 3-stat increase is just a placeholder. We had something like this last time too, having 3 stats in SE, but it was a fake. Oh, then that means that is false advertising by Cat Daddy, not by Grand Cat. No, Grand Cat doesn't do false advertising. And that means that you are liable for compensation. Tech says, Cat with the crown. That is me. Hi, I'm the Grand Cat. OTCE Will says, the Grand Cat. Welcome. Hans Bar says, hello, Will. Derek Segal says, I kind of think this is fake. No, no, that's not fake. It's on the official. There you can see the WWE Supercard Wrestling 2 game. So there you can see that is. You can see there that I've given it a 5-star review. But nope, that is exactly where it comes from. It is not a fake. Board Gamer says, how much is will take it? How much is will take it? What a confusing conundrum of a question you have given me. I don't even know how to begin answering that. Will says, I come to apologise. I had no clue you were live because of the image shown. I thought you went live to show the images I sent you. I sent a bunch of images on the Discord. A says, yeah, I saw them. BBF Lord says, is it just me or Grand Cat's mic echoing right now? Is it? Well, if there's something wrong with my mic, you guys need to let me know as quickly as possible so that I may fix it, because I cannot hear my own voice. So we have looked at these at least. I think Board Gamer says, I'm sorry, but we're from Palestine. Wonderful. I always love hearing all the different nations and areas around the world that the Grand Cat Grand Fleet are from. We have people worldwide all excited to be part of this community. So I want to thank each and every one of you from all over the world. Now, apparently Will has sent me a bunch of images. So what we are now going to do is we are going to pause the stream once again. I'm going to load up Discord and I'm going to get all of the images, and then we're going to scroll through them and take a look at some of the new stuff that you can expect to see from season 11. RushGod YT says, love from India. Oh, wonderful. I am actually part Indian myself on my mother's side. So my grandfather was Indian and my mother was half Indian, and I am a big old Scottish grand cat. But yes, so we are going to pause once again, and then we're going to take a look at all of the images that Will has sent us, and we will see where we go from there. So we'll be back in just a second, but just before we do, let me just very quickly check and make sure. Nope, the game is still in maintenance. So we shall be back in just a second. And we are now back, so we can now take a look at some of the new leaks from the brand new Season 11. I can see Jai in the Discord chatting away there. So there we have the brand new Season 11 Metal Jey Uso. I'm just trying to read Jai's messages before they disappear there. So there is the Metal Jey Uso. You can see it says Yeet across him all over. The brand new image, indeed. There is Seth freaking Rollins. We have one Charles Montgomery Punk. Now, very interestingly, you'll notice that the Pepsi logo has been blurred out. Seemingly, they don't have the license for that. OTC Will says, Grand Cat, maybe share this information too. Don't know what the information is. But very interestingly, they don't have the license for the Pepsi logo that's on CM Punk's shoulder. So I think that's why they've been trying to avoid any shirtless images of CM Punk. And now they've like, okay, well, we need to do some fighting pose things. So I think from now on, they just need to blur out the Pepsi logo. Tiffany Stratton, there she is. This is actually very cool because this is her newest outfit, her new look of when she's going around with the Money in the Bank briefcase, hanging around with Nia Jax. There is big old Undertaker. The dead man, Spooks McGee himself, is coming to Metal Tier. Now, interestingly, the stat difference is quite crazy. You can see here that his stats are 1937 and 1948 in power and toughness. The best ones here are 1930 and 1869 for Tiffany Stratton. So I do think the Undertaker does have a little bit of a point difference there. You can also see that the Prettiest Moonsault Ever only gives 134 to speed and charisma, whereas the Tombstone gives 269 to power and toughness. So that Undertaker is going to be quite useful, at least at the beginning of Season 11. There is Scarlett. There she is, of course, hanging around with the Authors of Pain and Final Testament. He said, forgetting what the name of the group was. And there is Carly Bright, Big Andrade. There's Carlito. It's just weird, does Carlito look exactly the same in every single photograph that he takes? There's Kairi Sane. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the next set of images that have been shared. There is Naomi with her multiple different hair colors. It also says Naomi through her hair as well. There is Bradshaw of the Acolyte Protection Agency. Now, this is quite interesting because we've had the Acolyte version of Bradshaw. We've had old Bradshaw where he is, the big Texan, the big, using the bull rope and the cowboy hat. We've had JBL a few times, but I think this might be one of the first times, I think it might actually be the first time that we've had Acolyte Protection Agency version of Bradshaw back when he used to hang around with Farouk in that ridiculous little era of time. There is big old Grayson Waller. Oh, a new person has joined the Grand Cat channel, the Grand Cat Discord server. Welcome. There is Ivy Nile. There's big old Bianca Belair, and she has quite powerful stats as well. Interestingly, her power is really through the roof at 1948, but the rest of her stats aren't really up there. They're all in the 1700 era. There is Eddie Guerrero, and you can see, I think the special ones have two different stats that are in 1900s. And there is L.A. Knight. Yeah! And his BFT, the Blunt Force Trauma, now gives power and charisma. King Jimmy says, any mods here? I am the mod. Why do you ask, King Jimmy? And then we have Drew McIntyre. King Jimmy says, I'm timed out. And you'll be timed out here too if you continue to make a mess. If you continue... OGZ Will says he is timed out still. And rightly so. He knows what he did. I shan't have any shenanigans in my Discord server. No, no. There is the 619 of the master of the 619, big old Rey Mysterio himself. Future Rod says the new login screen is so sick. Oh my goodness. There we are. There is one Metal Liv Morgan. And now let us continue on. Ah, yes, Future Royalty. What a wonderful time for you to show up, because we are now getting to look at EO Sky, who I know that Future Royalty may or may not enjoy. OTC says, almost done with all the metal cards. We are indeed. Ethan Goodfellow says, are you guys ready for Season 11? We are. Future Royalty says, my everything. Oh my goodness. BBF Lord says, almost insane. Future came at the perfect timing. Absolutely. Future Royalty knew when to show up. There is Sami Zayn, the other Uso. Then we have Finn Balor. Finn Balor again looks exactly the same as he does in almost every modern image of Finn Balor. I don't know what I was expecting, but there he is. There is the American Nightmare, Corey Rhodes himself. There he is, and he should probably have one of the higher... Oh, but he doesn't actually. But the Crossroads does do 404 to toughness and charisma. I was expecting him to have 1900 almost across the board. And there is Dirty Dominic Mysterio himself. Oh, what a coward he is. And he doesn't even have a singular stat that's in 1900. And the Frog Splash only does 67 to power and speed. So that's really weak, it seems. Will says 400. Holy Jesus. And then we are into the ink cards, and the ink has a big old Grand Cat in the top left corner. That's how you can tell it's powerful. There's a big old Grand Cat down there as well. Oh my god. Can someone please time out King Jimmy Uso? I don't know who untimed him out, but please do so. I can see that he is distracting the stream. Thank you, mods. So there we can see immediately the power level difference between metal and ink. So the weakest stat for Bam Bam Bigelow is 1900. The strongest stat for Dirty Dog Mysterio is 1890. So you can see that there's already a massive power difference right there. It's now 2,400, 2,200, and 2,100 for power, speed, and crit. Future Royalty says, copyright that, Grand Cat. You need to get paid for that. There is Charlotte Flair. Yes, the Queen has finally returned in this one. There is Bray Wyatt. It's very nice to see that we are getting Bray Wyatt cards as just regular cards and not special editions. So it's very, very cool to see. I mean, we do have a few wrestlers who have passed away, such as Ultimate Warrior and things, that are still in a lot of the tiers. But it's really, really nice to see Bray Wyatt being given that legend status where you can just pull Bray Wyatt cards the same way that you can with Andre the Giant or other ones. There is Braun Strowman. It's not entirely an up-to-date Braun Strowman because that's when he has all of his hair shaved off, and I think he has some of his hair back. I'll need to check on that actually. I'm trying to think. The last match we saw him in, I believe, was the Last Monster Standing against Big Bronson Reed, and I don't think he had his hair shaved off for that one. There is Bailey. Bailey, of course, after she is finished with the damage control, and damage control has been taken over by, well, everyone else that was in damage control. I don't think it has a straight up leader. Maybe Io Sky is the leader of damage control, but that storyline seems to have fallen away. Ethan Goodfellow says, "Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt." Absolutely, I could not agree with you more, good sir. The next one we have to look at is the Animal Batista, and that is a very, very cool image of Batista showing off his guns, is flexing his ability there. One of the very interesting cool things is that the snake head actually goes over the hand of Batista here. So it seems that the snake head actually is on a layer above what the photograph of the image of the character is. I think the base of the tiger here is as well, but you can see that the back of the tiger goes behind the character, and of course the snake tail or the snake body goes behind the character as well. So that's very, very cool the way that they have done this. Future says, "Okay, tattoo tier is sick." Hans Kober says Randy Orton will be in the ink tier. I think the whole gimmick with ink tier is that it's everyone that has tattoos on them, and the photographs are kind of trying to show off. Now, I know that Bubba Ray Dudley has tattoos on his calf. He has the biggest calf muscles in the world, as he says. So I think it's on his legs that he's got his tattoos. I know that Bubba does have tattoos somewhere. I just can't remember for the life of me whereabouts they are. There is Jasmine Yinks, or Jasmine Yicks. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. She is, of course, on NXT. And there is Rhea Bloody Ripley. You can tell that it's the new version of Rhea because she has the scorpion across her midsection. That is her latest tattoo that she got done. And of course, Rhea is well known for her ink that she has across her upper torso. There is Jacob Fatu, and you can see his tattoo right there. And he is all ready to just shout, "Solo, I love you," and place his hands together because that is entirely what his keyboard is. There is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and can any of you guess where Cody Rhodes' tattoo is? I think the main one featured is, of course, the one that is on the cross right beside his neck. And he even said in an interview, he said, someone questioned him on an interview panel and said, "If you could say anything to your father, Dusty Rhodes, what would it be?" And he said, "Sorry about the neck tattoo." That's what he would love to say. But yes, he does also have Rhodes written across his chest as well. And there is Cora Jade. Of course, Cora has the tattoos across her arms. She's got the skull motif going on there. And then we have Lita. Of course, Lita is known for her tattoos as well. You can actually see that she is only wearing one sleeve on the side, and she has got all of her tattoos shown on the other. This is a more modern version of Lita as well, which is quite cool to see. Generally, the Litas we tend to get are from the Attitude Era, but yeah. Future says Lita hasn't aged a bit. No, she looks absolutely fantastic. I think that is a very, very cool image for Lita as well. I wouldn't mind seeing Lita do a little bit of a return as well. I know that they teased the idea of Lita and Trish winning the Women's Tag Team Championships, and I don't think that went anywhere, but it's the kind of thing that I wouldn't mind seeing, especially either on the lead up to WrestleMania or to actually happen at WrestleMania, just for a huge big pop and then just give the tag titles right back again. I think it would be very, very cool to basically, show the actual proper respect that Lita and Trish do deserve. Particularly Lita, especially if you know the ins and outs of how Lita was fired or she was let go in WWE, and that was certainly a Vince McMahon thing, and it was not cool in the slightest. So I would like to see Lita get a little bit more respect at the end of her career than what she had at that point. And there is the tribal chief himself, There is the OTC wearing the Ulafala, and of course you can see all the big tattoos across Roman's chest there. That is, of course, the tribal chief, and he has 261 to power and speed for the spear, but look at those stats. He has 2,519 in power at level 0. My goodness. He has 2,374 in toughness, a mere 1,923 in speed, but 2,188 in charisma. Now, very interestingly, this is something that I'm going to point out here is see down here at the bottom left, you can see this says war. This one here, you can see it says EC, that's Elimination Chamber. These are the new ways of getting variants. It actually shows you what you need to do in order to get your card to be fully maxed. So of course, you don't need the variants to be maxed before you make the pro, but if you want the card to be the strongest it is, you don't want to max out that variant mode. So for Roman Reigns, you want to compete in Elimination Chambers for Roman. For Lita, you want to compete in War Games, or not War Games, sorry, in the Raw is War game. For Cora Jade, that just means toughness. So long as you play any match and it is a toughness match, she will get that variable. Cody Rhodes is Elimination Chamber. So Jacob Fatu, I think this is that symbol. Is that for doing the super move? I think it might be if you trigger your super, then that activates it. I'm not entirely sure about that one. Rhea Ripley is for competing in King of the Rings. For every match you compete in a King of the Ring, it will increase her variable by 1. So it won't take that long to get those actually fully charged, and it will also give people a reason to play King of the Ring as well. Why are these not loading? There we go. There's Cora Jade. And the last one we have here right now is Kevin Owens, and that little heart symbol in the bottom left corner there, that means charisma. So whenever you get a match that has charisma, that will increase his variable as well. And of course, Kevin Owens has a big old T-Rex across his arms and shoulders. So that is very, very cool to see. Now, do we have any other images? We have another couple. There is Wade Barrett. Boom! With his massive finisher, the Barrett Barrage Backbreaker, also known as the Baby. No, his finisher is called the Wasteland, and that RR in the bottom left corner there, that means Royal Rumble, so you'll have to play Royal Rumbles for him. There is Liv Morgan, and this is weird because this is an old image of Liv Morgan. This isn't a new one, and I'm not entirely sure, but I think we've already got this image. I recognise this one with the mascara all across the eyes there, so very, very weird and interesting to say the least. There is Jey Uso, of course the exact opposite of Jimmy Uso. Yeet. And let's see, we have a Lola Vice as well. There she is. That is just the only one we've got there. So I think that might be Jimmy Uso says no yeet. He says share this image too, or share this info too. So level 1 through 6 will be SummerSlam 24 cards. Level 7 through 10 give you Inferno cards. Level 11 through 14 give you Metal. Level 15 to 18 give you Ink. Level 19 to 22 are Invasion. Level 23 to 26 are Feral. And you need to be level 27 in order to get to Legion tier. So once you reach level 27, you will be able to start pulling Legion cards. And of course, you'll be able to pull everything below that as well. So if you are starting in anywhere between level 11 and level 14, you'll be starting with the brand new metal cards. If you are in Ink tier, you will immediately be able to get chance to get those Ink cards as well. Of course, you'll be able to get a lot of experience from pulling the special cards. So if there are, for example, Legion tiered PLE cards available, that might be something that would skyrocket you through up to the Legion tier. Of course, I'm going to be buying the Battle Pass the second that it comes out as well. So that is all going to be very, very exciting. So let's just take a quick look once again at the Supercard, and we'll see. Nope, we are most certainly still in maintenance. So let me just pause for just a second now, folks. I'll be back in just a moment. It does seem like maintenance is scheduled for another couple of hours at least. So what I'm going to do is we're going to finish up the stream here, and in a couple of hours we will come back once Season 11 is actually properly live, and then we will do the video with the live stream that is supposed to be happening right now. So that is what the idea is, because at the moment we can't do much more here. But what I will give you is the QR code once again. So the QR code, if you missed the beginning of the live stream, comes from this that showed up on Raw. It is, of course, the match at Survivor Series between the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther and Damian Priest. And you'll notice here in the bottom left corner that there is a little QR code, and that is the QR code right there. So if you take a screenshot of that, if you scan it, if you want to take a photograph, whatever you want to do, then that will give you some rewards in Season 11. People were using it in Season 10, and it was giving them 10 Dungeons and Dropkicks tokens, which is obviously not what it is supposed to do. So people said that it is supposed to be for Season 11, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see what it actually gives you. I was hoping that we could all check that out. So before I finish up, I'm going to read some of the live stream chat, because I have noticed that the chat somehow disappeared at some point. I'm not sure when that happened, but I'll be reading out some of your messages that are in the chat right now. In the meantime, I will leave this up while I'm reading out the chats, and then once I finish, we're going to finish up the live stream. So let me just roll back. Okay, Future Royalty says, the new login screen is so sick, oh my goodness. Furious Joker says, fire login screen, love all three. Ethan Goodfellow says, are you guys ready for Season 11? I most certainly am. I would not mind getting into it right now. OTC says, almost on the metal cards. That was the one that he was uploading. Future says, EO. This is when Future joined the chat. OTC says we should be getting invasion reveals in about 20 minutes. Okay, well, I mean, I'm not going to continue streaming for another 20 minutes just to try and get those reveals. Ethan Goodfellow says these cards are very powerful. That is the idea when it comes into a new season, that each tier needs to be more powerful than the last. Tech says Cody looks the same so often too. Yeah, it's difficult to get a new looking Cody. What I really want is a Cody with the title over his shoulder, but I mean, they are so unwilling to give us title images. It's very, very irritating. Future says 404 goodness. Hanskabar says WWE needs to do more photo shoots so we can get more images. I don't want animated cards. I wouldn't mind the animated cards, so long as you're allowed to use those animated images, or even just a still frame of those animated images on other cards. I think when the image is locked to a card, that is a little bit frustrating. Fran Trunk says all Finn cards look the same every tier. Future says Survivor finna be a pain. OTC says we got Grand Cat tier confirmed. That was of course the Ink tier. Future says copyright that Grand Cat. You need to get paid for that. Scotty said all the different variants will be interesting. Furious Joker says, should we try for the final card in Road to Glory? Well, we absolutely will be in Soul World Order and Soul World Order 2, I suspect. Tech says, woo. Future says, yo. Hansbar says, Road to Glory is going to be a pain. Futurality says, Eddie passed away 19 years ago today? Wow. I remember when Eddie Guerrero passed away, and I didn't think it was 19 years ago. I guess it was, because he was on SmackDown and he was going to have a match with Shawn Michaels. Yeah. Wow. I guess so. Because then instead Shawn Michaels had the match with Rey Mysterio instead. As a homage and as a tribute to Eddie Guerrero. That's very, very crazy. Fran Trunk says, finally Bray is back. Ethan Goodfellow says, woo, the EST. Future Rod says, Bray just finna make me cry low-key. Ethan Goodfellow says, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. Indeed. Indeed, he has earned his rest. Future Rod says, EO, my queen. Fran Trunk says, Bailey have tattoos. I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she does. There's actually a very cool thing. WWE used to have a little show called Inked, where they would go around the various different wrestlers and ask them about their tattoos, or ask them what their favourite tattoos were and all this kind of thing. And wrestlers would show off tattoos that you'd never seen before. Like, Undertaker has, like, huge tattoos across his legs, but you'd never get to see his legs because he always wears he never wears shorts. So it's pretty crazy to see. And he said that one of the tattoos across one of his thighs, it was his favourite tattoo. It says it really had a lot of work done, and he says, but he didn't know why he got it done in his thigh because no one would ever see it. Like, everyone gets to see the arm tattoos, no one ever gets to see the ones on the legs. And of course, he does have the BSK, the Bone Street Crew. That's it, written across his stomach, which of course was him, Yokozuna, Godfather, and a few of the other old school guys. They were the Bone Street Crew back when the Clique in D-Generation X and all that kind of stuff were going around in the backstage locker rooms as well. Let's see here. Hanskbar says Randy Orton better be an Ink tier. Oh yeah, he absolutely has to be. Like, there's no way he couldn't be an Ink tier. Will says get the tables, Bubba Ray. Futura says NXT star. Hanskbar says Rhea's my queen. OTC Will says clip that. I don't know what it was, but well, Future then says I love you, Solo. Maybe it was me doing the Solo Sikoa voice. The Solo, I love you. Future Rod says Brandy hates it. I think that is Future Rod talking about Brandy Rhodes hating Cody Rhodes' neck tattoo. Future Rod says Lita hasn't aged a bit. Will says no, she hasn't. Future Rod says, oh my god, she's so gorgeous. She's phenomenal for what age? 56? I forgot how old she was. Future Rod says 45 or something. Hanspar says no, she is 56. Will says 49. It seems that there's a bit of debate as to what age Lita is in my comment section here. Let's see here. Future says 50. Oh my god, she's gorgeous as hell. Will says it's me. H2E says, when's it back up? Well, not yet, it seems. Hanspar says, I wish Jeff Hardy was in the game. Well, he is in the game if you have cards that are old enough, but unfortunately he is currently under contract to TNA, and he's also done some stuff with the AEW, so he won't be in WWE anytime in the next few vicinity. He might not even be back in WWE ever, but he is off, quite happy doing his own thing, still doing his wrestling profession, still on television, and you can still watch him right now if you really wanted to, but just on a different show. So that's where Jeff is. Future, Futurology says, oh, new variants, how delightful. Will says it's me. Hanspar says, no, she hasn't. Will says it's me. Future says, get the tables, Bubba Ray. Future says no, she hasn't. Hanspar says no, new variants, how delightful. Will says it's me. Future says no, she hasn't. Hansbar says there's also King of the Ring for variants and Wild. Uh, Board Gamer says you have QR codes. We have a QR code, and I will show it again at the end of reading everyone's comments. Don't worry. OTC Will says, gotta pull a Tamatonga. I'm not even sure how to even do the Tamatonga. Future says LMS, Last Man Standing. Uh, Truehawk says ability, I believe. That must have been one of the... It must have been one of the variants that I was looking at. People are saying Jacob, I think, is ability. Will says not the last one. There are four more. Future says bad news. Oh, that's bad news, Barrett. Then St. Morgan. IT says Roman. Will says there should be some new reveals in a minute. I'll keep you updated on those. Big Bossman entered, and Will said hi, Big Bossman. Oh my goodness. Hanskobar says, be prepared for our teams to be unbalanced for the first 1 to 2 weeks, I suppose. Parth says hi. Future says, give it 2 hours or more. Big Bossman says, acknowledge the Grandcat. Will says, bye, Grandcat. Acknowledge your Grandcat. For real, Haynes. In 5 minutes, we should have invasion reveals. Future says, we should be... Oh my goodness! Caramel Frapp says, acknowledge the Grandcat and has donated 2.98 SGD. I believe that's Singapore dollars. That's very, very cool of you. Thank you, Caramel Frapp. That is very, very nice. Very, very awesome indeed. Thank you very much for that. Future says we should have EO with future royalty just for a card saying... Caramel Frapp says, okay, I change my name. Hello. Finn BFF Lord says Demon Finn this time. That would be nice. I don't think we're going to get a Demon Finn again because I think Demon Finn Balor has been kind of retired at this point. Future says, wait, Dakota has to be with her tattoos. Parth says, no music. We have music. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Board Gamer says, how long will it take? Well, not yet. Caramel Frop says, Grand Cat, the Legion images are on Discord. Will sent it. And Hector says 6 to 7 hours to play Supers. Oh my god, told him. I'm just going to... There we go. Done. Adriel says, hey, Grandcat, how you doing? Training in WPC at the moment. Let's see if I can make it to Supercard one day as a card. Oh my goodness. Are you? You're training in the WWE PC Center? Wow, that is pretty badass. I would not mind seeing you as a card at some point. Abode says, don't forget to like. Very, very true indeed. Azrael Gaming says, yep, for 1 week now. That is very, very awesome indeed. Very cool, bro. I want you to have only the most of success. Be up there in the likes of big old Stone Cold Steve Austin, Roman Reigns, and The Rock, and The Undertaker. That would be very, very nice for you to have a long and luxurious career. So I'm going to pause the video once again. We're going to take a look at some of the new other images that have been sent up. So we'll be back in just a second here, folks. And okay, we are back with another few updates. So here we have some of the new invasion cards. There is Becky Lynch, and you can see that her charisma is now up at 3,200, so it's increased by another 1,000. So that is absolutely insane, just how strong invasion tier is. There is Gigi Dolan. There is L.A. Knight. Yeah. And interestingly, you can see that his hand has actually been cut off from the frame there, so that is very interesting. There is Wendy Chu, Alexa Bliss. Very interesting to see an Alexa Bliss return, and that looks like a brand new image as well. So, very interesting. There is big old Eddie Guerrero once again. And there is CM Punk, of course, doing the pose and looking quite aggressive about it as well. And we have another couple of images here. There is Finn Balor. At least this image is a little bit different to his usual regular pose, so that's cool to see. There is Dakota Kai, Nikki Cross. Okay, so we are now getting to see some of the Wyatt Six just appearing as regular cards. There is Batista and Bam Bam Bigelow. Apparently another ink was missed. And there is Tatum Paxley. And there's Razor. This is actually a very cool Razor where he's wearing his entrance gear. It's more of his old entrance gear, actually. Part of Authors of Pain. I don't think they tend to wear that stuff anymore. But very nice to see that in there. And there's Akam. So you've got the pair of them wearing their old entrance gear stuff. There's big old Karrion Kross. He looks absolutely crazy in that image. And let's see what the other images are. There is Big Bronson Reed himself. He's war ready. He's battle tested. There is big old Otis, part of the Alpha Academy, the junior cadet of Alpha Academy. Interesting. There is big old Undertaker, looking mildly peeved. That must have been at the end of a photo shoot where he's just like, really? We're still taking... Okay, fine. There is a very cool looking EO Sky as well. That is certainly a very interesting one. There's Future Royalty jumping into the stream. EO! Carmel Frapp saying Undertaker looking sleepy. Future Royalty saying Alexa, oh my god. Future Royalty absolutely getting super excited about the Invasion EO Sky. There is big old Tommaso Ciampa, Triple H wannabe himself, according to R-Truth. A very old school version of Booker T. This is Booker T back from his WCW days when he had the short top hair and the little kind of plaster thing across the nose. Yeah, and you can see that he's wearing the red trunks there and the red gloves as well. I think that's part of his Harlem Heat outfit. Let's see here. Missed another ink. Oh, which is El Champion, or El Campion even, sorry. It is big old Damian Priest. And yes, indeed, he does have plenty of tattoos. So that is certainly someone that certainly deserves to be in there. Also, finisher The Reckoning, not South of Heaven. Reckoning hasn't been his finisher in a very, very long time because it is literally just the Crossroads. So, very, very interesting indeed. We've got maybe a couple more here. There is the big old Mr. Wrestling, Johnny Wrestling himself, Johnny Gargano. Of course, that makes sense. It goes along with the Tommaso Ciampa. And we have one more here, which is Kairi Sane. And there we are. So I think we're going to get progressive, more updates coming through. Futurology says 451 for ability. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. That is an insane elbow, to say the least. So plus 451 is going to bring speed up to 3,600. That is very, very strong indeed, and that's on level 0. So that is obviously only going to increase as it progresses. Absolutely crazy, some of the stats of these cards. And Future says, and champ boost has to be 800. Oh, that is true. And readings, huh? Says, hey, welcome. Oh, holy crap. Oh my god. No. Jesus. I almost had a heart attack there because it said logging in and it almost looked like it was letting me in. Do you guys see that? Peugeot says, hope was there for a tiny bit. Oh my god. I almost thought that we were going to be like the very, very first people into this here season 11. Caramel Flap says, Supercard low key pranked you. Peugeot says, we were so close. Oh my goodness. I just thought I would test it once again there, but no. Okay, it's still kicking us out. But oh my goodness. Could you imagine if we jumped in there? Beast says, "Did you see the Bray card? He finally made it back. Sorry for spoilers. Yeah, no, we saw the Bray Wyatt card. It's very very cool actually that you had there." Future Rod says, I was finished shut my computer and get hyped in school." Park Wade said, "Mini heart attack." Caramel Flap says, "I was excited for a sec. I was going to open Supercard too." I think everyone was about to jump into Supercard there when they saw this happening for the first time. I just thought I would try it just in case it had immediately went up. But I think it's going to be another couple of hours before it properly goes up again anyway. So, once again, for anyone that missed it, we do have a brand new QR code. I'm going to show you it once more. It's right here at this image here. It was shown on Raw. It is Gunther versus Damien Priest, and you can see there in the bottom left corner there's a little QR code, and there is the QR code itself. Now, of course, if you scan this QR code before Season 11 came, it gave you 10 Dungeons and Dropkick tokens, which are completely useless to you. So hopefully you didn't scan it. But if you wait until Season 11, it should change to something different. I don't know what it's going to be. I suspect that it might be whatever's required to get that SE Rhea Ripley. So hopefully you didn't scan it early, because I don't know if you'll be able to scan it again. But there is the QR code for everyone that wants it. And we will be live streaming once again later on. BABF Lord says it gave me 100 credits. Well, maybe 100 credits is all it's supposed to do, but that's better than 10 Dungeons and Dropkick tokens, which obviously are entirely useless because the Dungeon Dropkick event ended quite a while ago at this stage. But there we are. I also have noticed that the chat has stopped working, so I think this is a good point to stop the live stream right now, and we will do another live stream once the game actually finally goes live, whenever that happens, which should be later on tonight. But we will see. I wasn't expecting this to go up live until 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which is still just under 2 hours away. Justin says, I hope this season starts much better. Last season's opening was an absolute disaster. It was. It was an absolute mess. I remember it well. Anne Readings waving. Hello, Anne Readings. Nice to see you in the stream. But I think that is going to be it for this little live stream. And that is not us done. We will be coming back in a couple of hours to try out the brand new Season 11. We'll be very excitedly going through that, seeing what we could do. I might be spending some money, spoilers, to try and get through some of the tiers a little bit faster. I did that in Season 10 as well. It was very, very annoying, but I do want to try and get up to Legion tier as quickly as possible, so I will be scratching and growling and clawing and biting my way all the way through Metal, through Ink, through Invasion, through Feral, and all the way up until I reach Legion tier. So that is what I will be up to. So the second that Season 11 drops, I'm going to be clawing and scratching my way like the big old grand cat that I am. Just thought I'd test it one more time before we finish off, just in case. But that is going to be it for this little live stream, folks. I really hope that you all enjoyed. And if you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so that you can see when the other part of this video goes out. And we shall see you all in Season 11. Goodbye, everybody.